Hello, everybody. I am Deepshikha Rana from Quant Masters, and today we have one of our students from Quant Masters, Sudipto, who recently in August got placed in Wipro as a project engineer. Congratulations, heartiest congratulations to you, Sudipto, from the entire team of Quant Masters.
Thank you, ma'am. It was glad for me.
Okay, Sudipto, can you be a bit loud? Voice is actually a bit low.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay, ma'am.
So, Sudipto, how are you feeling? I think this, as far as I know, this is not the first interview you have cracked, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, which
Ma'am,
all interviews did you sit for?
ma'am, I have sat for Mindtree, Capgemini, Wipro, Accenture, and EY.
So, how many did you crack?
Ma'am, I have cracked Wipro, and I think I will be cracking Accenture because I have the confidence, and EY I will be cracking. And but Capgemini somehow I gave the good interview, but due to some reasons I didn't got the LOI.
Mm.
And Mindtree was my first interview. That was, and I was nervous for a bit for my interview, and also then I was not joined to Quant Master. That's why I was not at all uh, much comfortable to interview, so I didn't got the chance.
No worries, Sudipto. Now you're here giving the interview experience and maybe helping a lot of students out there. So, Sudipto, I want to know. Let's start with the branch you're from and the college you're from.
Yes, ma'am. I am from Technomain Salt Lake from Kolkata, and I am studying. I have recently graduated in electronics and instrumentation,
In 2021, right?
a 2021 batch.
So you are not from computer science IT background, in
Yes,
short.
ma'am.
So how did you find dealing with programming?
Ma'am, actually, when I was in class 7, 8, in my school, my school used to have a programming class. I think HTML,
Okay.
and besides Java. And when I started programming in class 7 and 8, I was a bit interested in that thing that
Hmm.
we don't have to add like 2 plus 2. We just write something in code, and that we get the result. We just enter the input 2, and we just get the output. So that was kind of fascinated to me. And when I was having in my class 11, I was given a choice to computer science and biology, but I took computer science because I loved IT subjects. I was having a keen interest in the IT subjects. And in 11 I was having C++. So then I started programming in C++, and it was the in 11 and 12, in both class I was having C++ only, and I was programming in 2 years. So I kind of found my interest in programming in IT subjects. So uh, when I completed my class 12th, uh, using generally to get into engineering we have to give JEE mains or your state exam, state board year exams. So I am from West Bengal, and I was having WBJE. So
Hmm.
but due to some reason I was not having not good ranks in WBJE, and uh, due to that I didn't got the computer science stream or IT stream as my further study. But I joined Technomin Salt Lake because that college is one of the best college as a private college in West Bengal. Uh, but I since I always had a keen interest in the IT subjects, I side by side learned the IT subjects, and that's why, and that's all it went.
I'm so glad, Sudipto, you just didn't confine yourself,
Yes,
to the
ma'am.
particular domain you were in. Actually, you actually went far away and you developed skills based on your interests and all. So I'm really proud and glad that you're a student of Quant Masters.
Ma'am, actually,
So,
we have to be flexible enough to be settled in any type of domain. We can fix ourselves that I will go in that domain only. I will just work in that domain only. We will not improvise ourselves. We will not learn that technology or learn this technology. We have to be flexible enough so that we can be settled anywhere and in any situation. And we have to prepare ourselves. So that's why.
so Sudipto, I feel by the end of this interview, one key learning that students must and should take from you is to be flexible and keep on learning, even if it is not your domain, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
keep on learning and have some experience over other subjects and skill sets as well. That's very nice, Udito. So since you told that programming was always in your mind, and you had a hands-on experience as well on that, so I want to know that which was your weaker subject then. I mean,
Ma'am,
I thought it would be programming, but
my weakest subject, to be honest, it was my when I was in my class. Sorry, college, first semester, second semester, and third semester, I was having maths 1 2 3 and physics 1 2 3, and that two subject, ma'am, it was really tough for me. And the maths, the level of maths, it was like of honors level and PhD level, masters level. It was really tough. The engineering mathematics is tough for us, and also the physics, the level of physics we used to learn in 11 12 and is like pond. And when we joined engineering and we got the physics 1 2, it was like we are in sea or ocean. So it, the level we got, it was very much tough for us. So I didn't used to. And also I didn't like that digital circuits, ma'am,
actually,
all this.
sorry to interrupt, but
Yes, ma'am.
I think I was asking you about the preparation process of yours for the interviews, the subjects in that, like quant, verbal, apti, and then technical. So, what was your weaker section in that?
Okay, ma'am, the weakest section was the quant section. I always
I can
try.
gauge that, yeah.
Yeah, I always try to solve the questions, but the main thing is the main problem I faced, that I took much time in solving the questions whenever. And as you know, in interviews and in our companies, for the all these exams, we have very much less time to solve one question, literally 30 seconds or 1 minute to solve a question. And when I
Mhm.
started preparing, I found myself that I am solving one question and I'm taking 2 to 3 minutes in solving one question, and we literally have 20 minutes or 30 minutes for 40 questions, 40 questions or 20 questions for 20 minutes. And that
Mhm.
time was much not much sufficient to me. So, and my friend, one of my friend, he's also a Quant Master student, and he's now placed in Wipro. He suggested me to join Quant Master. He told that you just join Quant Master and you will find yourself very much comfortable in aptitude and quants. So I joined Quant Master in the month of May or April, I think. And after that, I really had a confidence in quants and quants apti, and I was really able to solve all these questions in like 20 seconds, 15 seconds, which I was taking 2 to 3 minutes. The shortcuts really helped me. Himanshu Shah was really means great. The
That's nice, Aditya. So let's move on with what was asked in your interview. What all were the rounds? First of all, we'll go what all were the rounds, and then we'll go into the detailing of each round, right? How
okay.
many questions were asked? What were the timings? And was there any sectional timing or the overall timing? And after how many days did you get the mail for the second round or first round or third round? And also, what were the topics that were asked, so that students get a idea which topics to focus on. So let's
No.
start with that.
So, ma'am, should I start from the beginning, ma'am? From the
Yes,
in the
yes,
beginning.
yes.
So, ma'am, I feel the form of Wipro, NLTH, Elite, I think on January, and we are having the exams on January itself. So,
Mhm.
I given, as I told, I was bit weak in that. So, I literally prepared for Elite Hunt Wipro this challenge for literally 3 months. We, as a friend group, we prepared for it for the 3 months, and we just gave the exam. I was confident enough that I will be selected in the first round, and the results were out in the February month. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, I was not selected. I was not
Mhm.
selected. I got that mail from the Wipro that you are not able to fulfill our criteria of the first round. So you are rejected for the Wipro. So I was a bit sad that I was confident enough that I will be clearing. So, but on the month of May, I think May or June, I got a mail from Wipro that you have been selected for the technical interview and HR interview. So I was a bit of surprised that already I got the rejection mail from Wipro, but how now I got the selection mail from Wipro. But I thought it was by mistake. But after 2 or 3 days, I got a mail from Wipro again that fill a survey form. that are you interested for the Wipro technical or HR interview? Then if yes, then just fill the form.
Mm-hmm.
Means and I asked one or two of my seniors, those who are working for Wipro. He told
Mm-hmm.
me that Wipro sometimes send this type of mails to the candidates, those who are very much close to the cutoff marks, and when Wipro and company when those does not fulfill the requirement, they used to send this type of mails to the candidates. So when I got this mail, I found myself that I got the second chance for Wipro to prove myself, and I have to prove myself to Wipro that I am capable enough to crack the interview and join this company. So this process went on for May to July, I think. All this process, the survey mails and everything, this type of forms and different forms were going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in July, I think I got the interview mail for the technical round. So technical round, I think it was from 3 p.m. 3 p.m. So when I joined the interview was very much humble and down to earth to me. She was a lady, and she told me first. She told about her that she has joined the Wipro for 13 years, and literally that amazed me because people used to change the company in 2 to 3 years, and
Yeah,
where she is
exactly.
working for Wipro literally for 13 years long, and that really amazed me. And she told that Wipro is a very much a nice company, and it's a and Wipro is a company, very much good company for as a fresher. You will be able to learn everything, and you will be having a great environment, great seniors, great managers. They will be very much helpful to you. And literally, and it just started. And then she told me that let me go through over your resume, and she took me 5 minutes. She told that wait for 5 minutes. I will go through your resume, and I will just ask you question on the basis of the resume. And
It was
before this,
online, right?
yeah, yes, ma'am.
It was online.
Yes, ma'am. It was one line.
Okay.
And before this interview, we had a session, pre-joining session. Sorry, pre-orientation session. And in
Okay.
the session, the HR told us that don't try to be over smart. Just try to learn whatever you have given in your resume only. Don't try to tell that I know this thing, I know that thing. Don't just try to be honest. Whatever you know, just mention in your resume, and your
Mhm.
interview will be based on your resume only. So
Okay.
she told, she just saw over my through my over my resume, and after that she told one thing only, that I am impressed by your resume. You have a great resume, you have a totally organized resume, and I really loved your resume. I'm taking interviews for long times, but I haven't seen this type of really organized resume. She was totally impressed by my resume, and she told me that I will not ask you any question regarding technical
Okay.
and or any project. I will not ask you because it is totally mentioned in totally organized manner in your resume. I will not ask any type of question, but I will ask you some question regarding your achievements and your extracurricular activities that you have mentioned in your resume. So my resume, literally my I had a slot of 15 minutes, but
Mm-hmm.
my interview went on for 32 minutes. I was using a stopwatch, and I just when my interview started, interview ended, I just saw the time. It was for 32 minutes, and literally we talked, and she uh, talked about myself, my family, my everything else. Means she was totally impressed by my resume, and only asked two of my technical question. She asked me that do you know any scripting language, Python or anything? I just say honestly that I don't know anything like any scripting language, because I only know C, C++, data structure, and DBMS. And she also told, do you know anything about cloud? But I told her that I am totally focusing on DBMS right now. I'm learning the DBMS totally, and after
Mm-hmm.
DBMS, my next target will be learning the AWS or Amazon AWS or Microsoft Azure cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So she told me about all these things. We just talked about my achievements. I have an achievement of having a Rashtrapati Award in Scouts and Guides, and she told me that how did you go into the Scouts and Guides and everything. She talked about my family background, and this all about my technical interview, and it was really flawless. At the end of the interview, she told me that it was really nice talking to you. Now I have to give time to the next candidate also. We really took a great time. We really already took 30 minutes. And after the end of the interview, I asked her two questions, that how what will be my role as a project engineer in Wipro, and she told me about all this process about the project engineer, that you will be trained in some specific domain, and you will be
Mhm.
having exams on that. She told me the total process, and after that I asked one more question, that how when this pandemic started, everything was very much clueless. What this all these MNCs were very much clueless what to do and what to not, and how this work from home, this or the idea will be implemented. So I
Mhm.
told him that how Wipro managed all this situation, and she told me that Wipro is totally a well organized manner company, and we have the management team, and we have other teams. Those are managing all the situations. So we really managed well. In the beginning we had problems in issue in working, but after 2 or 3 months it was really flawless, and we are now working from we are working from home, and it's really working well. And
Mhm.
after that my interview ended, and
So,
I
Dipto, I want to ask one question to you here.
yes
That
ma'am.
you got compliments on your resume, how you
Yes
were
ma'am.
so organized. I want to know, how did you plan? I mean, how did you go about your resume building?
Yes, ma'am. I built my resume from one site, Novo Resume, and I will suggest other students also go through that site, because that in that site the resume they have many much very much they have many templates, free templates, paid templates, but I only went through that free templates only. Free templates are enough for a fresher only, I think. And in that way, in that resume, it was totally organized manner, all these columns, your names and address, means if you see my resume you will be also impressed. Like I have also my I think in Capgemini they saw my resume and he told you have a good resume and nothing else. Means I my resume really worked. I would suggest other students also focus on the resume, because resume is the first thing that you make impression for a interviewer, because interviewer
Exactly.
yeah, so resume must be good one. And I have seen my friends that they just make a resume in Microsoft Word, and they just write the big essays about them, about themselves, and what they do, what they not, and they also don't know what to mention and what to not, because resume must be short enough. In one page, how much information you can give, and what are the important information you can give, not just you just tell everything. So I will suggest other students that focus on the resume, and after that if resume is good you will be just clearing the technical round 20 or 30%, and other 70% will be focused on your HR, how your HR asks your question, how your technical
Mm-hmm.
round goes,
Mm-hmm.
your technical knowledge. And after I think 3 or 4 days I got the technical round selection,
Mm-hmm.
and HR round went, and HR round was flawless, and HR round just went, and he asked me about my achievements, and she was a lady also, and she went through my resume, and she just told it is a good resume. She also told this, and after that she started asking me some HR questions, like what are the achievements. Also she asked me two situational based questions, that if you having some means fight in your team, within you are having some opinions about something, and your team members are not having your opinion, so how do you manage all these things, all this chaos in your team, and as a team leader how will you manage your team, or
Mm-hmm.
something like this. And I just explained all these things, and also she asked me about my achievements, my what I did in my, and also one more question, that being a non-CS IT, why did I chose over IT stream, and all this question. And lastly she asked me about my asked me about my bond, that I am able to okay with the bond also. And
How
also
many
one,
years is the bond?
ma'am, the bond is for 1 year, and if you break the bond you have to pay 75,000 rupees.
Okay. Okay.
And Also, she asked me about that I can relocate or not, and I said that I'm okay to relocate because
Mhm.
relocation is very much important. Uh, all this went,
And how
and
much time did it go for you?
ma'am, the HR round went for only 10 to 15 minutes and it was
Okay.
short. And after the HR interview, after 2 or 3 days, sorry, 7 days, 7 days, because Wipro usually send the result in slot basis. You are
Mm-hmm.
having a slot in that slot, maybe 50 students or 60 students. Total, after completing all this interview, they used to send the result. And after 1 week, I got the result that I got the LOI from Wipro. I have not yet received the offer letter. I got just only got the LOI and I just started the PJP session, pre-joining session, and this
Mm-hmm.
is all this process.
We are glad, Sudipto, we could play a part in your selection in Wipro. So there was no
Uh,
aptitude for you, is it?
no, ma'am, because I already cracked the aptitude round in the first session and in the first
So
January.
we want to know when was it? In January, right?
January.
So let's talk about that. I mean, how many sections were there in
Ma'am,
it?
it was having a three sections: quant section, reasoning, and that's verbal section. So
Mm-hmm.
quant section was bit tough, I would say, medium to hard section,
Mm-hmm.
and reasoning part was easy, and verbal was easy, and it was having also a programming section.
Mm-hmm.
I was having two
Mm-hmm.
programs. One was
Mm-hmm.
easy and one was medium to hard, and I just wrote two
So we
program.
can say you had four sections in all:
Yeah,
quant, verbal, logical, and then coding.
yeah,
Coding
coding,
questions.
two code.
So could you please tell us how much time was allotted to each section, or was it overall?
Ma'am, I didn't really remember the timings of the section, but
Mm-hmm.
sorry, but I think it was 20 minutes, maybe. I don't remember the exact timing.
Mm-hmm.
In that coding section, it was having, I think, 90 minutes. Two
Okay.
questions, 45 minutes or 90 minutes, I think. I was having two coding question. One was for 15 minutes, and one was for it was for 1 hour. The coding was for 1 hour. One easy question was for 15 minutes, and the hard one was for 45 minutes. And I cracked the both questions. And
Do you remember what questions were asked in
no,
coding?
I'm not really, because it was very much long in January. And
That's okay. That's okay. And if we talk about aptitude, how much time was allotted for that section? Do you remember?
not really, ma'am, but I think 30 minutes.
Questions.
Questions were I told you that question were tough to me
So
hard.
how many questions were there?
I
Don't
think
remember.
don't not really
That's
remember.
okay. That's okay. So you remember which areas were asked into aptitude, logical, and verbal?
Yes, ma'am. The area, I think every student should focus, like time and distance, speed, time and work,
Mm-hmm.
average, simple
Mm-hmm.
interest,
Mm-hmm.
percentage, and probability. And I remember that I got many questions from probability, 3 to 4 questions for probability
Mm-hmm.
only. Also, I got questions from percentage and simple interest and compound interest. So I would suggest other students also focus these topics
Mm-hmm.
much more than rather than on this normal numbers and also ratio and proportion, because these topics are much more important, and every company focus on these topics only. So I would suggest this focus on these topics only. And reasoning, it was easy. It was uh, very much, I would say, it was I was having questions from every sections: blood relation, uh, calendars, clocks, everything, I think. And verbal
Direction.
and
Arrangements were
direction.
there?
Yeah, arrangement. One seating arrangement was there. It was a circular arrangement.
Okay. Okay.
Circular arrangement was tough, I would say, and it really took much time. That's why I skipped that question.
Okay.
I'm having a problem in solving the circular arrangement question, because
No.
you have to solve all this question. So I was having a less time. And verbal
Okay.
section was easy, and only antonyms, synonyms are there, and one passage was there. So it was easy.
There
Verbal
was no
section.
error spotting, then articles,
No,
nothing.
no art, and that's not the matter.
Direct,
Only
indirect, nothing was there.
nothing. Only antonym, synonym, and passage. And I think one, two or three filling the blanks was there. that fill in the
Okay.
blanks with this word or that word, only this.
Okay. Okay. So how many RCs were there?
Yeah.
How many reading comprehensions were there?
Reading comprehension, ma'am, one reading comprehension was there, and it was having four question, I think, three or four question.
Okay. What
And
was the level of difficulty? It was easy.
comprehension was big. I would say it was big, and you would really take 5 to 6 minutes to read and analyze the whole comprehension. And the questions were easy. If you analyze and understand the essay, it will be easy enough to answer the question. But the comprehension was tough. It was big enough.
So Sudipto, in your in January after your aptitude, you got a mail in Feb that you are not selected, and
Yeah,
then again a mail in May, right?
yeah.
May that you have been selected, and please fill the survey form and all. Okay, fine, fine. And in May to July, you all the process like survey form and all
Yeah, yeah,
ended.
yeah.
Is it?
Survey form is just went on. I have to fill 2 or 3 survey mails. After that, I just got the time and I just got the
So
slot.
in July, was a technical round held,
Yeah, in July it was.
and HR also after 3 4 days,
Yeah,
and then
after 1 week,
and after 1 week of your HR,
I got the
the
result.
you got the result that you have been selected.
Yeah.
So really nice, Sudipto. We are super proud of you. And yeah, I would like, since the whole purpose of this interview experience that we are taking of Wipro and LTH
Yeah.
is actually to help students who want some guidance, who want some more information when it comes to preparation and the interview experiences. So, since you have covered almost everything,
Yeah.
I want you to suggest some, key pointers they can keep with them while preparation. First was your
Uh,
resume,
yeah.
definitely, right? Make it concise and work on that, because that's the first impression you will be creating on the interviewer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And second, you also mentioned that keep a side hustle on. Also, try learning some few things if
Yeah.
related to anything you are interested in, right? Since you were interested in programming, you kept hands on it
Yeah.
all the time, even if your domain in the graduation year was not same.
Electronics and instrumentation domain.
Yeah,
Yes.
since it was not computers. So any other such thing?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to suggest that do the uh, preparation good, so that you can it will help you. And also be honest to yourself. Whatever you say in
True.
your interview and whatever you mention in your resume, just be honest to yourself. And I would suggest to every non-IT student that don't be afraid that if you are going to IT you will be not be able to handle all these IT things and IT subjects. I suggest you that it's easy. I would suggest that it's easy for your non-IT student. The interview is easy for the non-IT students, because when interviewer sees that you are from IT or computer science background, they used to ask very hard questions because it is your domain only. And when they see you are a non-IT student, they don't ask very much tough question. They just ask the basics of your questions of this resume, what you have mentioned. And I would suggest that always try to learn one programming language, that is C. C must be there, I think, and one OOPS, any object-oriented programming, that may be Python, that may be Java, that may be C++, anything. Alongside with that, data structure must be there. And if you can mention or if you can learn DBMS, that would be enough, and that would be good for any non-CS IT. And these all these subjects is enough for any non-CS IT to crack any interview. And just prepare the interview questions before the interview. Whenever, and don't just stay that I will just get the interview link and I will just prepare for the interview. Don't be like that. Try to prepare for the interview whenever you get time. And because interview link will be given just night before your interview, so you will
Mm.
not get enough time to prepare for the interview. Just whenever, just be confident that if we have given the exam, you will be able to crack. Or if you don't even able to crack, just try to prepare, because preparing yourself and gaining the knowledge will not be destroyed in afterwards in future. That whatever knowledge you gain, that will be added in your life only. that will be not destroyed. If that knowledge is not used in that interview, it will be used in next interview, or maybe in the next company. Your knowledge will be not be destroyed. Just prepare yourself that, because you are sitting for an IT company, so you have to prepare yourself for the IT, at least one or two subjects or whatever I mentioned, that C++, data structure and DBMS, and that will help you. And also
Exactly.
that Quant Master, I would suggest, I will thank Quant Master, because that one-to-one HR interview, that mock HR interview really helped me. And the whatever the suggestion sir given me in that HR interview, that what attire you have to wear, or whatever what questions you must ask the interview, or what in how in the way in which way you have to answer the questions in the interview, that
Actually,
really
was
helped.
coming to that, Sudipto. You actually asked
Yeah,
very nice questions to the interviewer,
yeah.
right? You ask them what will be your role as a, project engineer, and next question was,
In this pandemic situation, whenever
how did you cope up? I mean, how
when
did
you
you
how your
cope with the
company,
things?
yeah.
How the company cope with the things and manage it all online, right? It were really nice questions. So, Sudipto, with this, I hope all the students who are preparing for Wipro NLTH find it useful
Yeah,
in their preparation as well as in the interviews. Uh, Thank you, Sudipto, for sharing your interview experience with us. All the very best for your future. Stay in touch. To every student, all the best.
thank you, ma'am.